say this is gonna be a rambling video. I didn't like prepare for this. I didn't do like a script or anything like that. Like, I have a lot of thoughts. I had a lot of thoughts about the movie, but like I didn't write anything down. I remember like I finished the movie, and then like on the car ride home I talked with my sister a lot about like what we thought about the movie, like what do we think about it. And I'm just gonna say right now, like, I am kind of defensive about this movie. Like, I'm kind of I feel like people are gonna turn on it the way they turned on Long Legs, and I don't think that's fair, because like I know people were saying like, oh, it's like the scariest movie of the year, and it's not. Like, not at all. But I think it's pretty good. I think it's good. Like, I feel like people don't like anything. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I'm trying not to like die, because people are so funny. People are so fucking hilarious. But anyways, this is gonna be a ramble video, like I said, because I didn't prepare for this video at all. Like, this is very last minute. I did plan to do a weapons video in the first place, but I didn't prepare the same way that I usually do for like the way that I did for like Superman and Fantastic Four. Like, I just kind of wanted to see what a ramble video would kind of look like. So this is the video. I wanted like dim light. Well, not even dim lighting. Like, it's just dark, sort of. Like, obviously, whatever. So there's no lights today, no color, because I was like, ooh, like serious movie or whatever. So weapons. I was so excited for weapons, like more than anybody else. Like, I'm sorry, like I was kind of the original like weapons fan. Everyone else is late. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, nobody gets this movie the way I do. And literally, like, from the first teaser of the kid running through like the camera, like the ring camera type thing, that footage sold me. Like, I was gagged. Like, I was so into it, and I was so excited going into this movie. And you read the premise, and it's like, I think the most interesting premise from like a horror movie that we've had this year, like maybe like in a really long time. And you know, you already know the gist about the kids. Like, you just read about these kids like disappearing, but it's not like they vanish, like, or that someone takes them. They literally go out on their own, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? So I wanted to find out what was going on. I thought it was very interesting. And so the movie starts off, and you get this girl like narrating about her classmates. I think it was, actually, I don't know if it was like, people were saying like the girl was from the classroom like years later, like 2 years later, which I think is very interesting. I don't know if that's true. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not good at like retaining information about movies, like, which is why I did notes on Fantastic Four and Superman. But like, you know, like, I don't like, whatever. Oh my god, let me stop doing that. So I think that girl was in the class. I think she was in the class. But she's talking about how all these kids like mysteriously vanish and shit. And then when we go to the night before the kids go back to school, that's when the story starts. And I believe our first perspective is Justine. I kept calling her Julia because Julia is the name of the actress. And okay, I was getting scared. Like, I was getting scared, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when it started and she was like at home and she was getting knocks on the door, I was like, guys, like, like, the thing about me is that like I love horror movies. Like, I love them, but I still get scared. Like, I still get scared. I'm kind of a wimp. And I don't like jump scares. Like, I don't like jump scares, but I love horror movies, you know what I mean? Because I just love that shit. Like, if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Like, there's no other way to explain it. So I was already getting scared at the beginning, and I was like this, trying to like, you know, like peek through, cause obviously like I was with people, so I didn't want to put wife was fine. I thought her relationship with the cop was interesting. With James, no, James is the drug dealer or drug addict. Anyways, I liked that relationship. I love mess. So the fact that the guy, like, of course, like, he was cheating on his wife with her, and like lying about being sober, or I don't think he was lying about it. I think he just like he got coerced into it by Julia Garner's character. And so he kind of broke that sobriety, which honestly, like, that was kind of fucked up of her to do. But I like when characters. I was watching this video and they were talking about how the characters are very like complicated and they're not like. I don't see anyone in this story as like a hero. Sorry about that. I don't see anybody in the story as a hero or a villain. They're just complicated characters. I'm not gonna lie, I think it would have been cool to see the teacher kind of be a part of everything that was going on when it came to like the disappearance of the kids. Like, I know people were saying that would have been like, I know people were assuming that might have been a twist, that like we think she doesn't have anything to do with. I had to pause because I literally started joking. But I know people were like, anyways, I know people were like assuming and theorizing that the teacher did have something to do with the disappearance of the kids. I don't know if I'm gonna cut that out. I'm probably not, because it's funny, but and that didn't end up being the case. I think it would have been awesome, but at the same time, like, don't just do shit to do shit, you know what I mean? So I understand why she wasn't like part of the twist. But I thought Julia's oh my god, I keep calling her Julia, you see what I'm saying? Whatever, the teacher, I liked her perspective, but I was kind of like, you know, like, what's gonna happen? Like, can we get like a little bit more into it? So then we go to the perspective of one of the fathers of the kids, that I don't remember his name. Fuck, I wish I did. And his was a little more interesting because we started like he was actually like investigating, you know what I mean? Because one of his kids was the one that went missing, he was more interesting to follow, because honestly this whole movie, like, it just got more interesting the more you watched it, which is like a good thing. I know people were saying like it kind of has a slow start, which I understand, but like I don't mind that. Like, I think it's fine. Like, I understand why I played out the way I had to play out. I don't know why my eyes are like super itchy right now. Sorry about that. I'm literally using my MacBook as like a light, whatever. Oh my god, let me stop. Okay, so the dad was investigating. I thought that was way more like interesting. He was trying to figure it out. He noticed that the kids were all going in one general direction, which, if I remember, I'm gonna get back to that because I don't think the logic there, I feel like that was kind of like iffy, because he like assumed that the kids were running in like a straight line, but then later into the movie the kids are not running in a straight line, like they're turning a corner to go into Gladys's house, or the parents of the kid, whatever. But I did think it was interesting nonetheless, and I thought that was a cool aspect. The gun over the house during the dream sequence, I thought was also like, let me pause, hold on. I just have to drink water. I know, like, it was very like, I know everybody was aware about the school shooting like metaphor, and as soon as I saw the gun on top of the house, I was like, yeah, that's the connection. Like, I definitely see that. I did think it was a little bit random. Like, I kind of like things in movies to have like some sense inside the movie, rather than it just being like a metaphor for a statement outside of the movie. Does that make sense? Like, I wish it would have made more sense in the context of the movie why the gun was on top of the house, rather than it just being like a commentary, you know, for the audience. But I understand what he was trying to do, what he was trying to say, like Zach Rieger. So whatever, it's fine. that jump scare like was also like, it wasn't bad. Like when he was talking to his son in the house, when he was in the bed, I was already tense because I was like, yeah, like I already knew there was gonna be a jump scare, just because like when you watch enough horror movies, you kind of like know when it's coming, and it wasn't that bad, but like I was still kind of like holding my breath a little bit because yeah, I thought like I remember like seeing Gladys in the trailer, but I didn't think she would be like a witch. Like I didn't know there was a witch in the movie. Like I did know there was a witch in the movie, but I didn't know that it would be her. Like I wasn't expecting that woman in the trailer to be like the culprit, you know what I mean, with the face paint. I actually thought she was like, when she was in the trailer, I actually thought she would be like a victim of the witch, you know what I mean? Because I heard that there was a witch, but I thought like she would be a victim the same way that I thought of like the kid, the way that Alex, I think it was, the way that like he had like his face like kind of painted as well, like in the trailer, and then like in the movie when I'm forgetting her name again, but when she had like that dream in the classroom, like I like knew it was connected, but I didn't think it had anything to do with each other. Sorry about that. So she shows up in what the fuck is her name? Okay, we're just gonna call her Julia because it's not like coming to me right now, unfortunately. Sorry. So I know she showed up in Julia's. When she showed up in Julia's, like, actually, it wasn't a dream. It was actually like after she woke up, which was like interesting because it was like it was like legit, like it was real. And now that I'm wondering, like I haven't even got into James's part yet, but I'm wondering like when James saw her in the woods, like was she actually there, or was that also just like a vision? You know what I mean? The same way that like Gladys was on the roof and Julia's like dream, and then in like Josh Brolin's dream, you know. Even though again, like Julia's dream, like it wasn't in her dream, and Josh Brolin, like that one wasn't a dream. I don't know, like whatever. So, okay, to keep it in order, after Josh Brolin's character, we see, I think his name was, anyways, I think his name was Paul the cop, the police officer. Then we have kind of his perspective, and I think this is when the movie started to pick up, because even though Josh Brolin's character and Julia Garner's character are like kind of the leads of this movie, like you see them in the red carpets and the promo and stuff, I think Paul and everything after that was a lot more interesting. So this is when we'd find out that Paul is like, this is when we find out that Paul is like cheating on his wife and stuff, and like when we find out that he's actually supposed to be like sober or something like that, or that he's going to like AA meetings. Is that what that is? AA meetings. And this is when the movie starts to kind of come together, because we're starting to see things from different people's like perspectives and stuff, and scenes that you saw like in, I'm really trying to remember her name, Juliet. It's not Juliet. It's like Janet. No. Okay, whatever. When you like things that you were seeing happen in Julia Garner's character, like it starts to make sense when you like go into the other perspectives, and I love that about the movie. Like I definitely see people switching up on this movie, but from a technical perspective, like I think it was fascinating, and I also think like no, it's not movie of the year. No, it's not the scariest movie of the year. I don't even know which one is the scariest movie of the year, to be honest, because I have like a few I have yet to see. But I think it is the best one, like, or at least my personal favorite. At least my personal favorite. I think I could say that, even though like Sinners, I think honestly like Sinners and Weapons are kind of competing for that spot. I'm not gonna lie, like I have to rewatch both of them like back to back to really that actually like that actually reminds me of like I think the best scene in the movie is when we're following Julia Garner's character and she's in the car. Like I'm literally like I literally wouldn't look behind me right now because just even talking about it scares me. But that scene when she's in her car asleep and Alex's mom walks out of the house and she's walking crazy. Like I literally get chills. I literally get chills. Everyone was like, what the fuck? It was so fun watching this like with an audience because everyone was so reactive. And it's true what everyone has been saying, like this is a movie theater kind of movie. Like that's when you're gonna have the best experience. So she's walking crazy, like it's so creepy. And it, like he did it so well. This shit is pissing me off with my MacBook. Like I literally have a YouTube video playing for that reason so that it doesn't do that. But anyways, she's walking crazy and like you think like I thought she was gonna try to stab her through the window, but like that wouldn't have made sense. So she stops and I was like, so what's gonna happen now? And then she like goes around and she opens the car door. Like that's when everybody was like, what the fuck? That was so good. That was so fucking good. But anyways, the reason I talked about that was because it reminded me like the way Paul's like perspective ended with him going like into the house and then pulling James out of the car. That was also like pretty crazy. That whole thing was insane with Paul and James. Like that whole cat and mouse type of thing was crazy. And so when we get to James' POV, like everything is kind of like getting like almost a full circle, because it's not yet like we have like there hasn't been a big reveal yet, but when we get to James's POV, like that's when we start to understand kind of like I did not expect the kids to be in the house. Like I know that in Josh Brolin's character he was kind of piecing everything together, and like I was kind of understanding that like the kids were probably like in that like my process was like the kids definitely went into the house, but I didn't think they were still there. Like I don't know why. Like when James, no, we're in the James section. I think no, I didn't skip one actually. Now we're in James' section, and when we start to when he goes into the house and we see like his parents, like Alex's parents, and when he goes into like, was that the James section or was that the Paul section where like, no, that was definitely the James section. And he sees the kids in the basement and the kids like all turn around. Like that was creepy as fuck. That was so good. That was so good. I love this movie. Like I don't care. Like I know people were saying it was underwhelming. Like I don't care. I really liked it. Like I have to admit, like I see where people are coming from, but I think like it's just so different. It's like unique. The premise itself is just like it's so like it's such a good idea that like I just have to like commend it for that reason. So I'm literally running on fumes. Like I think it's been an hour. I've been waiting for the air conditioner to turn off, and I lost like my entire train of thought. But I think I was talking about James, I'm pretty sure, and James saw like Gladys in the forest, and I thought that was very interesting because honestly, I know we don't need an answer to everything, but I was kind of wondering why Gladys was showing up for specific people, because like I wonder like why them, like why specifically like the teacher, the dad, the drug addict, like the cop. Did the cop actually? I don't think Gladys shot up for the cop, not from what I remember, but I just thought that was interesting. And like for James especially, like the part that stood out to me was when he was in the forest, like in the woods, and Gladys showed up, and then because she showed up, when he goes to the tent, you kind of expect that the person unzipping the tent is Gladys, and it ends up being the cop, and everyone was like, fuck. Like everyone was like, no. And I love when like directors and people like play around with that. Like I love that. like I remember being confused in the theater because I didn't think what he oh, I might get canceled. I didn't think what he did was wrong. Like I would have punched him too. I would have punched James as well. I like looking back and like reading and stuff like that and watching videos, like I understand like it was police brutality, so like it was wrong, but like I remember in the moment I was just like, this motherfucker, because he literally told the police officer like he didn't have any needles in his pockets, and he literally has a needle in his pocket that pokes the officer, and then the officer could get in trouble for that. So I like thought that was just like a natural, like it was a natural reaction, but in my mind it was kind of justified, you know, like not to get canceled or anything, but I just remember like being like, wait, like why like what's going on right now? Because he was saying like, oh, I did you wrong, you did me wrong, let's just go our separate ways. I was like, what are you talking about? So Gladys, so yeah, I thought that was actually like, I thought that was good. This is when the movie starts getting good, like, you know, like better. So then we go to the principal, and this is when we meet Gladys, and was that my stomach? So this is when we follow after James. We follow the principal, and this is like when shit is like, you know, like we know what the fuck is going on more or less. Actually, that's actually Alex's section, but this is when we start to understand more of like what's going on and like the culprit behind everything. And when we meet Gladys and like essentially we meet Gladys. What the fuck? Like I can't even. Okay, let me not like stop. So this is when we meet Gladys, and she has a sit down with the principal, and we know something's up, like we know something's off about her, and she's not what she seems, you know. And I got excited because I recognized her immediately because I had seen the trailer, and I was like, bitch, like I know she has something to do with, like I was just like, oh, so this is like this person, like this is his character. Like I'm telling you, like when I saw the trailer I literally thought Gladys was like a random character. Like I thought she wouldn't really be important. I thought like she would be like peculiar, obviously, because you look at her and she's kind of intense, but I was just like, I didn't think anything of it for some reason. I was just like, she is interesting, but like she might not be like anything deep, you know. So we see her like looking at one of the ribbons that the principal has in his office, and she's telling us about how the parents of Alex, like, you know, can't be there, and we think it's like suspicious. But I was kind of onto her, and then, my God, and then we cut, and Gladys shows up at the principal's house, and like when Gladys asked him for a bowl of water, I literally thought it was like so innocent. Like I was just like, yeah, like she looks like a weird lady, so she probably is gonna drink water from a bowl, like whatever. I didn't expect that it would be part of like the ritual, and also like I don't know why, like I didn't put two and two together when like we had seen earlier that the principal had gone crazy. I don't know why I didn't put two and two together that that was gonna happen when we were following the principal's POV. So I like completely forgot about that, and I wasn't like watching his POV and wondering like when is he gonna go crazy. Like I wasn't wondering that, so it took me like even more by surprise when Gladys started doing her thing and the principal ended up like killing his husband, and like he was like mind controlled, and how Josh Brolin's character says like weaponized. And I thought the witch aspect, like the spells, were so like, it felt so real, it felt so raw, like Marvel type shit, which is like with like visual effects and all that shit. Like you see that stuff and you're just like, okay, like it's not creepy, you know what I mean? But when you see like witchcraft and like it's like most realistic form and sense, it's kind of unsettling, and it's like, damn, like how did they even come up with that, you know? Like how did Zach even yeah, that was like wild, and I cannot believe that he like bashed. I'm so sorry. I can't believe that he bashed like his head in against his husband's, and that's why he looked fucking insane when he went to attack. I looked it up. When he went to attack Justine's character, that's funny. I looked it up, but I didn't look up anybody else's name. Like, it was just Julia Garner's character that was like really like making me go crazy. But you know, not to make this video too long, let me keep going. This is when we get to Alex's part, and I just want to say really quick because it's a thought that I'm having in my head right now. I actually believe in Zack so much to make a Resident Evil movie because the climax of Alex's portion, when like Justine and father are in the house and like they're getting attacked, like it gave infected. I was like, bitch, like I get it, like I understand why he got the job, like these zombies are scary, you know what I mean? They're really crazy, and like I can just see the direction that he's going in. Like I'm so excited for Resident Evil. I want to make a whole Resident Evil video. I was looking at the time. I want to make a whole Resident Evil video because it's my favorite like films. No, not films. Don't click off. It's my favorite video game franchise of like all time. I've literally played all the games, all the games that I can without having to buy like a whole other console. So I'll go into further detail about that like in another video. But I promise, like I really want to make that. But I want to like replay all the games first, or not replay them, but like I want to kind of do like a ranking video. So I want to try to like be knowledgeable because I did this like about like 3 years ago where I played all the games and it took me all year. So I have to, you know, yeah, whatever. So Alex's part, everything came full circle. We find out what's going on. We find out what Gladys is doing, like why she's doing this. You know, she's dying. She needs the kids to kind of like be useful. I guess it's just not that type of movie, but I would have liked to have seen like how exactly Gladys was getting more youthful by having the kids in the house, and like when she like was draining the energy of like the parents, like Alex's parents and stuff like that. It would have been cool to see, but I understand why they didn't show it. Like it just wasn't that important, you know. If you understood the idea, I think that's all they needed to do, and that's like I understood it. But Gladys, like that actress, I don't have the name right now. I apologize, but that actress, like, it always fascinates me when like older people, you know, like I hope that's not disrespectful. She's an older woman. It always fascinates me when older actors, you literally like don't hear about them. I'm sure she was popular like during her time, but I hope this is not like offensive. I'm sure she was popular during her time, but I always find it fascinating how like older actors will get like these roles that really like it's not like a breakout, but it's like whoa, like it kind of like wakes like the younger audience up to them, if that makes sense. Like I'm not phrasing it correctly right now, but it doesn't matter. Like it's not like it's okay. But really good actress, like very good. I wouldn't mind seeing her in more things. Like I think the fact that we haven't seen her in anything else, or we don't recognize her for anything else, like I did here, I believe that she like stopped working for a while, which is probably why we didn't know about her until now. At least I didn't know about her. She's got a filmography, like she has like a heavy, you know, like she has a list. But yeah, I had no idea who she was, and she fucking killed it. Like she fucking killed it. I don't know, guys. Like I don't know why I'm making this video. Like I'm kind of like extra scared. Like I heard a weird noise earlier, and I was like, and now I'm looking at the door, and I'm like, please don't open. Like what? Like why is shit so weird? Anyways, I'm looking at the door, like please don't open. Even though it's locked, but like please, like nobody walk in here. Like I'm gonna get spooked. Let's talk about the twist. There wasn't really a twist. It was just like a mystery, uncovered. Okay. I actually was anticipating, like I was hoping that it would be something like crazier of why the kids kind of like Gladys's house, I was kind of, I'm sorry, I was hoping it would be like a bigger like reveal. It wasn't that serious. Like it was just like, oh, like the switch just called them over to the house, and that's kind of it. But I wish like I was looking forward to it being like wilder. Like I wanted the kids to be doing something. Like I just wanted to find out like that they were doing something insane. Like they were like eating like not each other. Like that sounds like that sounds like inappropriate for like kids to be like cannibals. But like I wanted it to be like almost like a ritual, like something savage, something insane, like something fucked up, like very like disturbing. But like they weren't doing anything, you know what I mean? Like they were just kind of like I wanted to find out if like the kids were like killing other people or something like that, or like the kids were like in on the whole witch thingy, like something crazy. But they weren't doing anything. Like they were just standing around in the house. So that was a little bit like alright. But the camera shook. That was like okay, but like I'm not mad at it. Like it's just essentially an explanation. Like you now kind of understand like why, you know, like why they did what they did. I like how this movie had comedic moments, and I was kind of expecting it because Barbarian had its moments as well when it kind of got off the rails. And so when I was watching Gladys like running around the neighborhoods and shit, which by the way, that girl, a girl with the pink, she was like fucking locked in. Like she was like hungry, you know what I mean? Like she was so pissed. It was very funny. Like that ending was funny. Like it got really crazy because, you know, the kids just started tearing her apart. But I love the comedic moment, and people were laughing in the theater, and it didn't feel like Long Legs because I'm talking about Long Legs because I remember like watching Long Legs in the theater with a crowd, and it felt like people were laughing at that movie in like the wrong way. Like the movie wanted you to be scared, but people were like laughing at the movie instead. Sorry about the chair. Whereas in this one, like the comedic moments were meant to be laughed at, you know, like they were meant to be like wacky and ridiculous and stuff. And I felt like Long Legs, like people were almost making fun of the movie, and I mean, I wasn't scared, but I was like taking it seriously. So I was kind of like, why are you guys laughing, you know? But Zach Krieger really knows how to balance that out. I mean, he's a comedic writer first, I believe. Like I think he did a TV show, or maybe he was just a comedian. But yeah, like as a comedian, like he does really good in horror. I guess like I heard how like comedians, like they need to know all about timing and stuff like that, and so you can kind of apply that to horror in a way that is like very like entertaining and like smart and clever. And so overall, like I loved Weapons. It's not like, I wouldn't say it's the like horror movie of the year, and I know there's people that are gonna be like underwhelming. Y'all were calling that the scariest movie. Like it wasn't, and like all this stuff. And fair, like I'm not even gonna argue about that because I think it's fair. Like I see why someone would watch this movie and be underwhelmed. But I think it's very like, I just really enjoyed it, even though I don't think like it's kind of like a standard horror movie almost. But like I really had a good time with it, and I'm very excited for Resident Evil. I'm excited to see what Zach does after Resident Evil, because I don't know if that means like he's gonna like go into a franchise now. Like, is he gonna do multiple? Sorry that my voice does that. I think I just get like out of breath or something. Is he gonna do multiple Resident Evil movies, or is it just like one original one and call it a day? Because I wouldn't be surprised if it's like just one movie, since he wants to do something original and not base it off of the games, you know? I don't know. I'm very interested about that. Like I wish we knew more. Like I kind of want more details. And speaking of that, if the protagonist of the movie is the guy that played James, but I feel like I think I'm gonna link my Twitter somewhere because I think everyone that watches this video like are gonna be coming from Twitter. But if you're not coming from Twitter, like, hi, and go follow my Twitter. Like, come on. If you want to, and subscribe if you want to while you're at it. Like, let me like subscribe. Anyways, I was gonna tweet how that guy that played James, like, I kind of see him taking like a Timothy Chalamet route. Like, I kind of see him like getting the crazy roles, like The Range and things like that. Like, I see the potential in him to build his like repertoire and really break out from like something like Euphoria. You know what I mean? So I just think he did a really good job. So yeah, Weapons, I gave it 5 stars, even though it's not a perfect movie. My enjoyment was like 100%, so that's why I give it the 5 stars. And yeah, let's see, like, I think I'm gonna be doing Until Dawn, and because I haven't seen it, Until Dawn, Final Destination, and maybe together. I haven't seen those, and these next few months are gonna be a little bit dry for movies until like November, so I kind of want to have something to like fill out, you know, like